Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Hello.
Good
morning.
morning, Sarah. Good to
Yes.
see you. Happy Wednesday. Wait, where are you coming from, Sarah? This does not look like your home studio. Where are you at?
This
Are you at a
isn't-
hotel?
I'm not at a hotel, but pretty close. I am on another Cunard sailing on the Queen Elizabeth. For those of that have been tuning in for a while, you may have remembered I was on the Queen Elizabeth in Alaska about 2 months ago, and now I am on their maiden sailing for their maiden season into the Caribbean. So today I'm reporting live from Barbados.
Ooh, very nice. So which do you like better? Do you like this cruise in the cold or do you like it better in the Caribbean?
Oh, that's a really good question. It's kind of tough to say. I do prefer warmer climates. And I have to say the excursions that we've done here have been so fun. We got to go snorkeling. We got to go explore old San Juan. Yesterday we got to explore these waterfalls and these gardens. And as a bonus, I'm on this with my mother. So that's been very cool.
Very cool. I like it. I've never done a cold weather cruise, but I always do the Caribbean coming out of Miami, so I may have to check that out. Well, I like it. Listen,
I highly.
You're inspired me to travel. I think I told you. I booked a last-minute trip. I was sitting on my couch on Saturday. I said, you know what? I have no plans for the next day. I booked a trip to Charleston, South Carolina the next morning and went. And so I was in
Wait, that's how
Charleston.
you did it?
Yeah,
I didn't realize you booked it the day before.
that night before.
you're-
Yeah, I
You're
got
living on the
inspired.
edge over here.
I went. I was like, I'm going. Found some
Okay.
good places to stay that were using points, right? We talked about using points last show. Use some points.
Always love it.
Made it work. And I got to stay at the Emmeline in the historic area of Charleston and got to walk around. My first trip to Charleston, South Carolina, and really enjoyed it. And I'll have a real-time recap story. But can I give you a funny story before we start?
I would love a funny story.
I don't know how funny. I'm not a comedian. But so anyway, it's a haunted city, right? And that's Halloween time. So everyone has everything kind of set up for that. I had a dinner a little bit late night with my cousin, and the bartender's like, hey, if you want to check out a haunted street, go check out Philadelphia Street. It's right by the cemetery. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. So I get out. My cousin's like, I'm going to leave. So I start strolling, and I start realizing I'm the only one on the streets with those gas flickering flames on all the lanterns around there.
Yeah.
Chilly at night, very breezy. And I get to this street. I saw something, Sarah, and I started sprinting down the streets of Charleston.
Wait, stop.
I saw some kind of Civil War apparition show up on this creepy street by the graveyard.
No, you did not. Did you see that much, or did you just see some weird movement?
I could have swore it looked right at me, and I took off running. So that's my story for Charleston. So if you've been to Charleston, if you've seen something like this, let me know, because it's supposed to be one of the most haunted cities in the entire country, and I might be a believer. The hair's up on my arm right now.
So everyone tuning in, Steve is scared of the dark.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would have done the exact same thing.
By myself, I'm like, what are you doing down here, man? What are you doing? Get out of here.
I would have done the exact same thing. That's crazy.
Yeah. So some travel stories here to start off our coffee talk. You on the cruise, and me walking around haunted streets on my own at night.
Definitely, I have not seen anything haunted on this cruise, so that's for sure.
I don't know. That cruise ship should be haunted too, I think. We got people dancing in the background here. But yeah, so that's my story of my trip. But a great trip overall.
Oh yeah, pop your head in. So speaking of apparitions,
people just walking into your room.
I have an apparition that just popped in. Just say a quick hello.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Hi.
Look at
that. Don't look related at all. Good morning.
No,
good to see you.
Not anyway.
There you go.
How are you enjoying the cruise?
This is phenomenal. We're really enjoying the experience. Super luxurious. Every port is something different and exciting adventures.
So we all want to know, is Sarah a good travel partner or is she high maintenance? This is what everyone wants to know live.
She's great. She has her stuff together.
Wow.
I would say, yeah, actually most of like, if it's not a work trip and it's like I'm very chill, but if it's a work trip and it's a tight schedule, we run a tight ship.
Exactly.
I like it. Okay. I like that you're on the trip. I like that you're celebrating this together. It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It is great.
We haven't been on a trip together in a few years.
Yeah.
So this is kind of nice.
This is really a treat.
Yeah. We haven't strangled each other yet.
All right. I want to see a new social media channel of the two of you. So it's mom and daughter travel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You ready?
Sure.
Oh, my gosh. That'll be a lot of
travel
fun.
adventures with daughter.
Oh, there we go. Oh, my gosh.
Got a future star here. Let's go.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway.
Definitely, I'll keep you posted.
Well, thank you for joining. We're going to continue on our topics here.
I will.
Bye.
Segue out.
Everyone say bye.
Good to see you.
She couldn't come in the room and not say hello.
Oh, we love having her on the show. She's awesome.
All right. She's going to do a first TV segment with me later today. So that'll be fun. Anyway.
I love it. Well, we got Christelle saying good morning, Sarah and Steve. Beautiful weather in Palm Beach this morning. Love Charleston and Sarah and Mom are twins. They are. Their hair is just parted a different way. I noticed it right away. They're the twins. And Paul.
Oh, that's funny. Our hair is parted the way.
Yeah. Need to add haunted houses.
Good morning.
Category. Listen, I think it's good for this this city, especially. People were traveling just looking for it. I was. So
I love that. Well, you found it.
We found it. All right. Well, we got a lot of shows. We got a lot to cover today, and you're got a live TV segment, and I have to go to the Independent Lodging Conference right after this here in Miami. So let's do
all
it.
the things.
You want to kick us off?
All right, great. Well, why don't we go ahead and talk about sure. Our first topic here, Mandarin Oriental goes private in a $4.2 billion deal. So this was so basically Jardine Matheson is to acquire the remaining 11.96%, basically 12% of Mandarin Oriental, and delist it from the Singapore exchange. So this is kind of a big deal because it's a shift towards an asset light model, really focused on management contracts and branded residences. And I mean, sorry, you chime in. Their growth is huge.
The growth is going to be gigantic. And I have a special place for Mandarin Oriental because I worked for them for 2 years, and then they became a client of mine last year here in Miami before they shut down, and had my last networking event at that hotel. And so for me, it holds a special place in my heart. And there was always wondering, like, man, why can't they just take a bigger market share? And there was always these changes happening. And so finally they have a new CEO that's come in that has a different kind of background, more from the high-end fashion and luxury, and kind of bringing that mindset into the brand. And they are really seeing growth, right? They are going to be growing significantly. They want to have, I think they said, up to 80 hotels in the next decade. And right now there's only a handful that are left in the US, but now they're really making a big push. And this is my favorite brand that I've worked for. And I think as a guest, if you stay in them, you really feel that. And I think,
it's fantastic.
A couple of these brands have come in, and I think it has a nice place because it's a mix of, to me, like a Four Seasons and Nobu is kind of how I explain it. Nobu was trying to come in and take it, but they're not as high end as my feeling on Nobu, but they have a good vibe. But Mandarin just holds a special place. So they really are going to make a big impact, and they're building the new residence and hotel here. That's going to be spectacular.
And I love this because I first of all, I mean, it is a fantastic brand. It's something I've stayed in multiple Mandarin Orientals, very familiar, no concierge in a good number of them, and can absolutely speak to the fact that their service is top notch. I love that they are looking to be doing this sort of brand refresh. So this new visual identity. They'll also have a mobile app, loyalty updates. So I think that will play a really big part into their growth over the next decade. And it's great. I mean, I think anytime, a big brand that has become so iconic and has such a strong brand identity, brands always need a little bit of a tweaking and a shift as time goes on. And I think it's great.
No, I love it. And this was actually the first place where I learned about wellness and spa and all these kind of things that they take such a big focus on. And so They do a great job. A lot of their hotels are one of the few that always have 5 stars at the hotel, at the spa, and their restaurant is usually like what they have. So it's amazing to see. So I'm really cheering
Yeah.
on this brand. Come on, Mandarin Oriental. I want to see more and more of you and continue growing.
Yeah, no, this will be great. So I love that we're able to kind of talk about this. So good for them. All right. You ready to head on to our next topic here?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Do you want to lead this in?
I'll lead this one in. So look, AWS, Amazon, it went down and they had a big glitch over, was it yesterday or this week? It's several of the things went down in travel. So they support 21 of the top 30 global airlines and major hotel brands like Hilton and Hyatt. And their tech stacks were all in shambles. I was staying at a hotel in Charleston. Everything was down and they were small brands.
Whoa.
I couldn't charge the room. We couldn't get keys made. It was like old school stuff. And you start realizing, like, you know, when you and I worked in hotels, we're the old fogies. We had to learn what happens when the system goes offline, right? Like it happens every once in a while. And so for us, we were trained like, all right, you get the old school credit card machine that you swipe back and forth and you learn how to print out things to check people in.
Yeah.
But this really, right? This really shut down so many things, rental cars, hotels, OTAs, everybody down. So you realize what a big player they are in this. And so let's see what they do to kind of future proof this and have this, but they're still adding up all of the financial loss. So I'm curious to see what the reports say when this all comes out. What do you think? You see it on the cruise world, or were they insulated on the cruise?
I feel like it was pretty insulated. But I mean, just speaking on just it just shows you how fragile the travel industry is, especially because of being so reliant on these different tech stacks. And it's like, I mean, this is huge. And it's interesting that you got to experience it firsthand. And I mean, it just brings back memories for me of, you know, obviously at times things don't work and just seeing the front desk and everybody's like running the credit cards and writing it in different ways.
Yeah, it was like, again, I experienced it firsthand. That's first thing in the morning. I wake up early. I went to the coffee shop at the property and they were just like kind of baffled because I was one of the first people there and they couldn't charge the room. They're like, oh, something weird is going on here. And then I needed it to get a key because I went down to the coffee shop without my key, of course. And then they couldn't make the key because their system was down. And then as the day went on, I started getting messages from our vacation rental team that the messages for the vacation rentals systems weren't connecting properly that we needed. And then my daughter's like, my package won't be delivered today because Amazon, it doesn't know how to get it here, I guess, was part of the delay. So many different things going on in the world that are connected to AWS, Amazon's, you know, services that you don't realize until it actually goes down.
Yeah.
Like those Mission Impossible movies, right? The system's down, the internet's down, the whole world is collapsing. What do we do?
Yeah, I mean, we sit here, we joke about it, but it's also like kind of scary when you think about it because so many things rely on it.
No, it's true.
Oof.
And I don't know enough about the tech, but just in travel, it's interesting to see. So I hope they figure out what happened and we'll learn some more. Maybe we'll do a little quick touch on this next week.
Totally. We should definitely do a follow-up on it. Well, switching gears a bit, I definitely would love to take the lead on this topic.
Yeah, I don't know
Waymo. Yeah, so big fan of Waymo because I was like, this is my neck of the woods. So Waymo. So for those that are unfamiliar with Waymo are the driverless cars, so generally Jaguars, so driverless cars that people can book kind of like an Uber. And that is really what they've been designed to be, a competition for platforms like Uber and Lyft. They are driverless, okay? They are available in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Phoenix. So I highly recommend getting to try them there. But what's unique about what's going on is they are launching their business travel platform. And so this is like for employee transport, meetings, events, and their goal with it is to compete for Uber for business, Lyft business, offering basically a standalone platform. So you got your fire alarm going off, huh?
Can you hear it? Yeah, live show, fire alarm. I'm like, all right, perfect time. This is part of the live show here. But I downloaded the app because I didn't know if it was available here or not. And so I downloaded Waymo, not available in Miami, but I do see every single day. There's another company called Zoox, Zoox.
Yes.
And they have
you have that, right?
They haven't launched yet, but I see them driving everywhere. And on a Sunday morning last week, I probably saw like 40 just like going around the area.
Oh,
You know, like
you
it's
have a
crazy.
lot in your neighborhood. You have a lot in your. It was funny because I was
You saw them
there.
at the Intercontinental, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, definitely by there. But I was visiting a friend of mine, and she lives kind of like in your neck of the woods. And she was saying, she's like, oh, she's like, I think that they're basically because they all have drivers in them for
They all have
you,
drivers
and they're
right now.
basically like
Circling.
surveilling the area in
Yeah.
essence. And she was like, no, we have a lot. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I remember seeing 112 in one block, and I'm like,
Yeah, they
what
just
is
go.
going
But
on?
Sunday
It's
morning, like
crazy.
you go out, there's only their cars all over the place. But I see
It's
Lou's
wild.
watching, and he says, "Fire alarm, run for your life." Lou, I'd die for this show, Lou. I'm gonna be right
Oh
in
my
here.
gosh. Oh my gosh. The
Yeah. And I love
drama.
seeing this Waymo. I want to see Uber Taxi when that starts going. I like all of this. I
Yeah.
feel bad for a lot of the drivers. This is a whole other industry that's gonna get, shifted and mixed up again, just like the taxis did. Like they'll still have the
Yeah.
drivers of the Uber. I'm sure it'll be a different price, but I see it with the robot deliveries. Do you have that in LA?
Oh, yeah. We do. Coco and the other ones, I think, like
Yeah,
part of Uber
Coco. Yeah, so
Eats.
they're all
Yeah.
over the place. So we're just now getting used to living in a world with robots and
Robots.
technology. And I was
Yeah.
just thinking about it. We got AI, robots, driverless cars. It's crazy what's going on in the world
You
now.
know, what's interesting, I still need to do this, is I actually live the closest Tesla supercharger to my apartment is the diner, the famous Tesla
Oh,
diner
you got to check that out.
in Hollywood. Yep, not too far away from me. And they actually have robots, like actual like human formed robots that make drinks and serve people. So I still have yet to do it, but while I mean, again, yes, we are living in this world that I'll be at an intersection and it's like I've got a Waymo, we've got a Coco, and then there's a lot of
I really
robots
think
roaming
that
around.
before our time is done on this planet, Sarah, we will get to go to travel to the moon. And because I was reading, I'm going sidetracked here now with Elon Musk. That's why he's building the
Okay.
robots. He has the rockets. He has the solar chargers, so he could put all of the robots, solar chargers, and rockets, and get to these places, and they can do stuff before the humans get there. Anyhow, that's what I was listening to him talk about, which was cool to hear.
I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. I was reading completely different, but that by the end of our lifetime, people will fall in love with robots. Just saying.
All right, I'm being told to mute my alarm. I'm muting it. Don't worry.
Oh,
All right,
your
on to
alarm.
the next
Mute your
story, Sarah.
alarm.
You got us.
All right. Okay, perfect. So why don't we come on here? Okay, so this is going to be interesting. We are talking about World Cup. World Cup here. Hold on. Here we go. So the World Cup host cities have raised hotel taxes ahead of the tournament. I mean that they're going to be. Do you guys have any World Cup games in Miami? Because we do in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we have 7 games here, so it was a big win for our city.
Okay.
We celebrated big here. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So Toronto, Vancouver, Kansas, Washington, a lot of these big cities are increasing their tax. And it's interesting. I mean, kind of like with this in particular, I mean, they're looking to kind of do it to help offset the cost that each city is going to be, the output in essence to host the games. And imagine these games cost about $100 million to $200 million per city to host, and about 6.5 million visitors expected.
No, it's going to be bananas to see how many people come, because I remember it. I was old enough to remember. I think it was '94 when it was last year in the country, and I had cousins from my mom's from Venezuela. My cousin from Venezuela came over. They spent a ton of money. They went to all the different cities to watch all the games. But I've just seen the difference now when you have a major event in your city is unbelievable. Like when we have F1 and Super Bowl and all these big concerts, it's crazy to see how many people from all different areas of the world come here.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting for us here in Miami and for you.
Yeah, totally. In Los Angeles, look, I mean, this is not a surprise to anybody, but Los Angeles, it's going to be a very good thing for the World Cup. Obviously, even in preparation for the Olympics, these taxes make sense. I mean, I know some people might be, and it's only incremental. I mean, we're talking about maybe like 2% more, but that adds up, obviously. I mean, Vancouver in particular, they added 2.5% and on the tax to their tax already, that they'll plan to have through 2030, and they're expected to raise $230 million. So that little bit can go a long way.
Yeah, I see Adam saying he's been to 4 World Cups and won't go to this one because of pricing. Adam, I'm curious, is it ticket pricing to the events or is it pricing on travel and hotels? What pricing are you mentioning there? Because I know that tickets like
Oh yeah.
disappear right away.
Oh, and Adam is, well, I can say this because I know. Hi, Adam. Thanks for joining. Adam's a former concierge, Lake Lodore concierge, like myself, based in Las Vegas. So are you trying to say, Adam? You can chime in on your on the chat here, but that you will not go to Los Angeles because that's not too far away, but it's going to be that expensive that you're like, nope, no dice.
Listen, I know all you
It's
concierge
interesting.
have an underground network of tickets that you guys are all holding on to behind the scenes. I know what you guys are up to at those meetings.
We are the I got a guy group, okay?
Yeah.
We all got a guy. I know a guy. I got a guy. We got a connection. You need something in Dubai, I got a guy.
Yeah.
Like you need something in Singapore, I got a guy. You need something in Dallas, I got 2 guys. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I owe you for that thing in that place at that time. And I got a guy for you.
Super vague.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Definitely. But yeah, definitely a big part of it. Well, why don't we shift? Oh, yeah, sorry. I guess I missed no missed feedback. So should we talk about Ryanair?
Let's do it.
Yeah, dude, this is great. Fan of Ryanair. So for those that don't know, Ryanair is basically the Spirit Airlines in essence of Europe, but they lean into it. And so what's great is that they have a meme first marketing strategy. And their social media has been on point for a long time. And their social media reaches over 100 million viewers weekly. Imagine they play with humor, memes, real-time content. They update fares, routes, all of that sort of stuff. And so their big focus has been on earned media so that they don't have to spend as much on traditional media. And they win at it. They do a great job.
Yeah, I love seeing this. I didn't really
this?
know much about them, but then I started following along when I saw the news article and looking at all the things they're doing. I like what they're doing on X. They're kind of like the Wendy's of, airlines, where they're commenting kind of snarky on different things. I also like that they are doing things that, like, they had a terrible seat, like this windowless seat 11A, that's gone viral, and people are actually paying even more money to stay in their worst seat because they turned it into something that was funny, of getting a seat, a seat with no window. Even though it's a window seat. And so people are now taking pictures of it and hoping that Ryanair will repost them. And so they can become famous by sitting in that chair. But something I liked about this is that they are all about how do we get attention? So even before social media, they were saying they had this mindset, right? So like when they came into a new city, they would roll in like a World War II tank and saying that they were going to take down the competition and get headlines that way. Or they brought in a funeral procession into another airline that they launched in, or an airport that they launched in, to show that they were the death of low, sales. Like they were doing all these crazy things beforehand already, and then they're just amplifying that tone and that voice now with social media. So it just shows you, you can be yourself and enjoy and do things that really stand out, and not have to be picture perfect and everything amazing and clean and so vanilla on social media.
Yeah, well, and I love, like, I actually, the CEO of Ryanair, he speaks a lot, and they're just matter of fact. Somebody complains about something, they're like, what do you expect? You paid 22 euros for this fare. And he came out and he was even saying, oh, we were, because there was like pushback. It's like, oh, were you guys going to going to start charging for people to go to the restrooms on flights? And he was like, yeah, well, I can get rid of the 2 restrooms in the back, only have 1. And it's like, I can have 6 more seats. We can reduce the cost for everyone. He also talked about having the back area be standing room only. And of course, all these people are like, oh my gosh, who would do that? And he was like, you would be surprised. If we had standing room only for obviously shorter flights and charged less, he's like, those will be booked up first. I guarantee it. And I mean, it's brazen, but I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, I like it. To get it as cheap as possible, be straight up about it. This is what we do, and we do it well at this level, right? We get you there safe. That's most important. And I like what they're doing. I got to keep looking more and more into them, because get that many views on an airline's social channels is unreal.
Yeah.
And I like that Adam says, I don't have a guy everywhere. We have Sarah.
All right. Ask the concierge. Ha, ha, ha.
We got Sarah. Roselyne, good to see you here. always good to see you on the show.
Yeah.
And
tickets are almost 1,000 higher than any other World Cup. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Adam.
And Lou saying he would stand for 2 hours at half price. All right. Standing room only. People do it in stadiums now. Some of these new football stadiums and arenas have standing room only tickets that you have to stand and there are no seats to be there. All right. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, we have a busy day ahead of us. Should we jump into our real-time recap?
Yeah, let's do it. Why don't you go first since you were so excited about that?
I'm going to do it because I got to go to Charleston, South Carolina. So if you missed the first part of the show, other than running around haunted streets, I got to check out some great restaurants and hotels. And I was a solo traveler this time around, and I ate every meal at the bar of different places I went to. And if you're on LinkedIn, if you're watching the LinkedIn, go check out my profile. I wrote about it because the majority of the bars I sat at, the bartenders would not engage in conversation. They would take my order and then disappear, go on their phone, talk to their teammates, even though I was like, hey, it's my first time here. I'm excited to be here. What do you recommend? Only one place, Hank's Seafood, which was right by the hotel. I gave them a big shout out because they did an amazing job. Where I sat down, did that opening, and then they fully engaged, had me try some things that were like their best items, bought me a glass of wine for coming to the city for the first time, told me a bunch of cool things to do. So if you're sitting at the bar, bartenders, engage. Some people don't want to be engaged. They have their computer, they got their book, they're doing their own thing. But if they ask you a question, make sure to talk to them. You never know. You can make their entire day just by having that conversation for a couple of minutes with them. So that's what I got to say on my real-time recap. Shout out to Hanks.
I like that. I mean, again, it's, dining at the bar. It's a good reminder that it's, to be social, yet, it's always that fine line because again, it's like how social do they want to be? They don't want to be overly talkative, but like if you're asking questions, why not? So I love that. Well, I feel like it would be remiss of me to not mention the team over here at Cunard and being on this sailing. This was really cool. Going to the Caribbean. I mean, it's also really unique to the brand. I mean, for those that know it, it's historic. They've been a cruise line since the early 1800s. That's a very long time. And to have that sort of elegance at sea is always an interesting thing to see, especially when you're going to the Caribbean where everything's a little bit more relaxed. But it's been wonderful. And big shout out to the guys taking care of our room attendant, the servers. It was so sweet because we were on this cruise, this actual ship 2 months ago, and a couple of the different servers remembered us from the last time, the events manager, the F&B manager. And it just is so welcoming when you've got the staff that really remembers you and they're like, oh, great. And it makes you feel like home. And I think that's a really simple reminder that we feel like wherever we go, whether it's a hotel or a cruise line, when you see those familiar faces, say something. You go, oh, welcome back, Yeah,
it makes all the difference, especially when you're traveling and you just want to have that connection with someone. And Lou said Hanks is a big tourist place, but a good place to go for locals too. So that's a good balance. Okay. I'll give a shout out to 167 Raw. I like them. Slightly North of Broad was good too. So there's a lot of good restaurants out there. But that was really great. Yeah, I like those places. I went to a bunch.
You hit up some good spots. You did. You did it well.
Every meal, I went every place. I won't give out the ones I didn't like, but those were the ones I did like.
That's okay.
And then our quote of the week, I think, is perfect for what we were just talking about, both of us. So
yes,
travel isn't always about the destination. It's about how you're made to feel along the way. That's where hospitality shines, right? And so I think that's a great way to do it and to wrap up the show, because that's how I felt when I was sitting at that Hank's bar. It wasn't about it was really how they made me feel when I was there. And so
totally, especially when you're traveling solo, it's all about how you make people feel, for sure. Solo or if you're traveling with your mom.
Yeah, that's right. But either way, they remembered you. They made you feel welcome. I really enjoyed my time. I'm glad you're having a good time on the cruise. And man, we kept it to our 30 minutes. I know you're going live on TV here soon. I got to go to a conference. Anything else we should leave our listeners and viewers with?
No, stay tuned to next week. I'll be live from the hospitality show. So, and again, another destination. But otherwise, as always, we thank you guys for tuning in and hopefully learning something every week. We do.
And if you learn something, make sure to share this with one of your friends right now. Pause this. If you're listening on repeat, send the podcast over. Make sure to sign up on Skift, on YouTube channel, and everywhere else on streaming. Until next week, everyone, stay hospitable.
So hospitable.
Bye.